Well, okay. He says, I can't say wait a year or two and buy double for the price. I'm not saying that. This is not financial advice. I'm not a certified financial advisor. Do your own research. It's for educational purposes only. But that's what's possible. Yes, we've done the research. That's what's possible historically. And so that's why we're waiting for those cycles, those cycle bottom, if you will. But we literally did that research. Yeah, it's obviously hyperbole to some extent. Maybe it's 47.3%. Okay. But if you don't mind, yeah, I'll use the word half and double, just because it gives you the idea, the sense of what you're doing, But yeah, we have done that research. And you can certainly, as high as the market got, historically, yeah, I've seen that. That is what could happen out there. Okay, we're done talking about real estate, so we're all done talking about that. You guys can debate that in TikTok there. What is the mainstream? What does that mean, Frank? Comments on CYN. What is the main? This is the mainstream, Frank. Yeah. Okay. CYN, yeah, it continues to be an interesting play. You can take a look in penny stocking, the channel there, and read up on, you can type CYN, search in the penny stocking, and you can see our alerts going on about that pulling back into the fours and threes is a buy, and then as it pushes into the fives and sixes is a sell. Okay, now oil is rising, coming off of that low. Oil going up, and so is gold. And the market's only coming up a smidge, but gold and oil coming up a lot more. And I want to get a sense for Bitcoin. Bitcoin sort of bottoming at around 29,400. 29,000. It actually hit 29,000. Bitcoin, 29,000. And it follows the growth market, the QQQs. So it's going to continue to recede until inflation is curbed. All right, so we're watching VERU as an opportunity this morning, and SWCH, but VERU mostly. And of course, everything else, FRGE and CYN are moving around as well. Rebecca, are you in here? Let's see if Rebecca got in here yet. Hey, there's Randy. Randy, let me know over voice chat anything else I should be looking at, going to make you co-host now. There you go. Yeah, 8.3%, highest level in 40 years since 1982 for inflation. The market is going to open in 18 minutes. Do I like gold after the CPI report? I mean, I possibly, Mike. I definitely don't want to put my foot in my mouth because I've been pretty disappointed in the way gold has been acting as a hedge the last 15 days. So possibly, maybe this is the low, and where that starts, that would be a risk that you could consider taking on your own. I know, man. Something has to appreciate. Well, I mean, one thing that you can do is the inverse of rates, TMV. That's been on a run since December because rates have been going up, and therefore the value of bonds have been going down. And so the inverse of that goes up. The value of bonds, the inverse of them goes up. It's already inverted. Bonds are funny in that the higher the rates go, the lower the bonds are worth, the previous bonds are worth. But gold still is a good long-term hedge, correlation-wise, as crash protection in your portfolio between 5 and 20% allocation. And then commodities right now with inflation, another good inflation allocation. All right, we've got about 16 minutes until the market opens, and we have time to make sure we're on top of all the morning's opportunities. I did want to see desktop metal and see what's EM. Bitcoin is at its lowest possible support level. Yeah, but look to the market QQQ and NASDAQ also to give you indication of that. Because crypto has been following growth. And obviously growth is in decline. They are still debating. I think they're still debating real estate. Yeah, EMBK, I was looking at it, and there was a reason why I didn't go after it. Let me see. Low volume and not much of a pop. I mean, for morning momentum movers, we're really looking for, massive movement. We'll get some more once the market opens, and RJ and Rebecca and Cameron, if you can help alert those when they come up, then we'll be on top of them. Because some things do not start trading until the market opens. Others have pre-market trading, like on NASDAQ, but over-the-counter stocks, for example, can have huge moves and be something that we can trade momentum-wise, and yet though their moves don't start until the market opens. Yeah, is there a storm going on? I saw a house get washed into the water in North Carolina. Yeah, my rent just went up. Ever since the pandemic, I've been renting. Waiting to buy. Building my cash pile. I think possibly, Mike, that may be true. Mike says that oil energy might be the safest play for the next few weeks. What you can do is you can take a diversified approach. Get a little Chevron, get a little ExxonMobil, get a little XLE, get a little cold, natural gas, get a little USO, and all those together, that's like 6 positions. That could be like, a small percentage of, your capital being preserved and attempting to get at least a return, right? And so that can be one thing you can do. Plus, some gold and some commodities, all of them, to be monitored and traded and swung. Except for really your large portfolio hedges like gold and VIX. On Melly, we were talking about that yesterday. I think earnings came out on Melly, and it broke a support level, and then, so now it's going to, decline. Go up and down, but it's probably going to decline until next earnings. It looks like the guidance was not good. Entry could be when it breaks the low, the recent 52-week low. All right, 12 minutes until the market opens. Yeah, man. Extremely rough. What's he talking about? How do you feel about Airbnb now? Still bullish? Not at all. Contracts are in the dirt. No point. Okay. How was their earnings any good? In a bear market, one of the potential plays is to short spikes on the market. So if you look at like QQQ, where would be a spike, an area to short? Well, the top side of this downward move, right? So that would be right along like the 20 moving average, but underneath it, you could draw a trend line, something like that, anywhere along that area. Currently, today, for example, if today were to do like a fake rally, you'd have to get up to about 315 for you to short in any sort of low risk scenario for a longer play, like a 1 to 3 month play. See, what's happening fly fishing right now is you're arguing with other people about their points, and other people are arguing with you about their points. And what you're both doing is you're building up certain immunities. This is the way the mind works. In bacteria, that not comparing you to bacteria or anybody's bacteria, but it is evolutionary for this kind of a dialogue to occur because words are like viruses. They've done studies where people who have been subjected to much harsher language get sicker. And that is because words are like a virus. And you have to build up a mental immunity. So when you build up your rationalizations for your point and your thesis and the things that benefit you and that are in your world and your circle that work for you, you're building up protection mechanisms. It's like an immunity. So it's very interesting. I studied all this at Yale, of course. I love sociology. But I find it fascinating that words are literal extensions of our evolutionary forces. Yeah, talk to your plants. All right, 9 minutes until the market opens. RJ, Cameron, Rebecca, keep me posted if anything else pops up. I don't want to miss anything. There's Rebecca. Rebecca, making you co-host. Let me know if anything that I'm missing. What we've got so far that we're watching pretty much is VERU and SWCH and Desktop Metals DM. And I think already that's about all there is. We're also keeping an eye, of course, on Forge, FRGE. Redbox is way out of play at $2 now. But we're also watching things like Funko and SOUN. ICPT, we're watching quite a bit. And UPST for the short trade, should it break yesterday's low, that could be an interesting short. As well as the market, should it break pre-market lows on the Qs, 295-ish on the Qs. Be watching for 295 level to break down. That will be a momentum entry. We have a lot of mics in here. And at one point, sometimes we get a lot of certain names and, it can interesting. And mostly mics. Mics is the big one. Hey, Chris. Good morning, buddy. Glad you're hanging in there. No, we're pretty diverse on the name front, except for Mike's. When do you think oil is going to go back down? We can get so this is very normal for energy and oil during a reflation of the world economy or the U.S. economy or large economies. This is very normal for oil to continue to go up. So until inflation itself starts to top, oil's going to keep playing around with highs. I'm not going to say that it's going to continue to go up, but it might at least be teasing and testing highs. It started topping when rate hikes started going in. So this might be like where it hangs out. ever more. But yeah, I mean, it could just be catching up with inflation, just holding, and then it will continue. So, oil could potentially be a good play. Mike B says, I remember when I was the only Mike. Sky H has potential, yes. We're watching that as well, and that will come up on my scanner. If Sky H today can break the previous pivot high of 1250, it's going to go insane. But right now it's at 9, so that's a dream right now. But you can definitely watch those key psychological levels, 10, 11, and 12 today, and see how it plays. I'll watch down here over SOPA. If you need to short the market, one way you can do so is SQQQ, the growth market, because you can go long that, and that will give you, if you can't short things, that will give you the short play. That does come with its own risks, so do your own due diligence, not financial advice, educational purposes only. Click the link to learn to trade. All right, we've got just under 5 minutes until the market opens. Going to refresh the market chameleon, see if anything else comes up in these last few minutes here. VERU, we already looked at AMBK, didn't look great. With XCUR, is that not a trade? Let me see. Execure, yeah. About 50% pre-market. That's something you should watch. XCure. Going to keep that on watch. I got to take off something here. And BWV we'll keep an eye on as well. All right. Almost 3 minutes until the market opens. Wow, trying to paint it positive. It says the S&P and NASDAQ break losing streak. Higher Tuesday in volatile session. Okay. Talk about trying to pump things up before the drop. Yeah, the OG Mike. That's good. Randy, your memes are so on point. I love it. Oil is now sitting at its high, yesterday's high of $104. There, it just cracked yesterday's high. $104.30. Oil indicating to push up, potentially. Kind of a cup and handle breakout intraday right now, just before the market opens. That could be institutionals piling into oil. You're a 90s kid. When were you born, Randy? I was born 75, so many years ago. 92. I was graduating college in 92. No, just kidding. I started college when I was 11, though. That would be 86. No. Yes. Different time, man. There was no internet. If you were someone who was a go-getter and wanted to learn, there's no internet. You had to go to the library or college if you were 11 and wanted to be a super achiever in life. 1968. Nice. Roz was born in 97. Anybody younger or older? All right, we got a minute and 30 seconds before the market opens. $1970 for Mike W. 1961 for Carl. That's fine. Jake, 2002. Back 55. Jack's got you beat, Mike. That's experience, Carl, says Randy. And same thing for Jack. It's experience. Experience equals wisdom. Wisdom is knowing what not to do. I always say. 45 seconds. I've been gray since my early 20s because I used to do 140-hour plus work weeks for 10 years. I could do that now still, but it would kill me. I did a 4-day all-nighter. That's working for Hollywood for you. Oil hitting 104.35 just before the open. 9 seconds till the open. Right, the market is open. If VERU wants to come up and crack 10, that would be the level you want to look for, is for VERU to crack 10. That would be a sign of momentum, VERU, V-E-R-U. But the pre-market high is 1073. So that's the ultimate momentum confirmation if it can break that. Hey, the market just sideways at the moment. Well, that was back then, you know. How do you function after 3 days? You know, I was 20. I was 18. I was 19. Okay, PRPL, DRE. Sluggish. Thanks a lot. Purple, I think they're the mattress maker. Purple up 5% from the open, 22% from yesterday. Up the chart. The market is rallying at the moment. Market is rallying to 300. Perhaps it's going to try for a rally day to just fake out as many people as possible. What are the chances of Bitcoin going under 28,000? You should have asked me yesterday, what are the chances of it going under 30,000? See what I'm saying? Like, chances are potential. You know, the potential is there. I think the chances are higher now. Rebecca says BTTX. You guys get on voice if you can when that happens. Purple went from 3.4 to 3.8 at the open. Desktop metals dropping. VERU dropping, hitting 9.2. Purple, PRPL now hitting $4. PRPL now hitting 407. Shooting up there from about 330. And Rebecca said BTTX, I'm looking at, there's not a ton of move going on there at the moment. Good to know that it's doing some smidging. All right, PRPL hitting 4 right now, pulling back to 4. Any thoughts on Clorox here? Somebody says CLX. I'm guessing you're talking about for a swing trade to hold for a few months or weeks. No, not good. No, I'm not gonna say that it's bad, but it's not good. PRPL hanging out around the $4 area, $4 region. We have absolutely no stocks breaking out so far on the open, so nothing is strong. And the market does seem to be pulling back now after that first initial push. Somebody says ADV is halted, you guys. ADV. BWV also coming up. Let me see. BWV. Oh, yeah. BWV spiking. It went from 511 to 571. Okay. BWV definitely active. And then somebody said ADV. Yes, King Noob, you're a beginner. Should you invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and a few Vanguard ETFs? Not yet, King Noob. But there's no way you're going to know that exact moment or roughly the right moment or when things are safe to do so unless you follow me, or someone else who's a high performance, high growth swing trader. That, someone who understands the macro and the cycles, the market cycles. So, I recommend that you click the link and you stay in my ecosphere, whether that be you subscribe or you, follow, whatever that is you want to do. That's up to you. Yeah, I wanted to see this ADV before it gets away from us. What's going on there? Somebody mentioned ADV. Vantage Solutions Incorporated. Checking it out now. Thinkorswim being laggy. It's coming. The market looks like it's turning over and making a new low on after the open. Okay. The low on the day is 294.95. Therefore, we're going to call it 295. So if the Qs break 295, that'll be a pre-market low breakdown. We're currently breaking down on the low of the day, which has just been the last couple minutes. A minute. We've only been open for a minute. Well, actually 6 minutes now. So there it is again. There's a third break of the low of the day within a 6 minute time period. 3 breaks of the low on the Qs. And now potentially we will test the pre-market low of 295. So this is a continued indication of bearishness and can be a short opportunity. Sky high is breaking 10. We have word sky high is breaking 10. Sky H, like I said, as it progresses through those levels, if you know how to momentum day trade the levels like that, then you could see an opportunity in Sky H. The VIX is hanging out around 33. However, if we break pre-market lows, I think the VIX is going to start to heat up. But it has been, the VIX has lacked conviction lately, as if people simply, there's just not enough people who believe that this is the beginning of a downward move. Most people currently are of the belief this is the end of the downward move. In other words, the bottom, right? But, there's only so few people who continue to think that it's the bottom by the time we finally hit the actual bottom. There's only so few people left. Oil now hitting $105 a barrel. 105. That does put gasoline prices at. No, I don't want you, Siri. What? Hello, Siri? How does that work? What do you say? Greetings, Siri? Hey, Siri? It doesn't work. Whatever. Anyway, fuck Siri. $105 is what crude oil is at right now. And at about 20 to 21 gallons refined from there, that puts base price at, that's what I was trying to do. And there it is again. Why? I don't know what you mean by. Why don't you understand this command? There we go. Don't get out. Okay. 105 divided by 20. $5.25 a gallon base. So depending on where you live, more than that. $5.25 a gallon base, or best case scenario, $5 a gallon at the pump in 3 weeks. All right, the Q's trending lower. ADV hitting 565. I think it's halted. But my high frequency software right now is in an update cycle, so I cannot see the halt information right now. 20 to 21. How am I calculating? 20 to 21 dollars. 20 to 21 gallons per barrel of gasoline can be refined. A barrel. Which halted down? Halted down and opened around 4. What did? Fuck off, Siri. Yeah. Unity software. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, Redbox is going to be bought by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, SCSSE. It's going to buy Redbox. Must be for about $2.20 a share because that's where it went to. Huge drop. So, that's why we've been getting out of Redbox a couple days ago. Coinbase, yeah. I think we talked about that yesterday. It very much sucks. Coinbase, $57-ish right now. It IPO'd. It was at 430. So, what is that? 57 minus 1. It's an 87% decline in price in 1 year. So that'll tell you the importance of the financial risks of speculating on companies which are unproven. Everybody learns their lesson the hard way or the easy way. Mentorship is going to be the easy, painless way, but some people just have to touch fire to know that fire's hot. You just, tell them they've got to do it. I don't know. It's a genetic thing. SkyH is still going. We have word that SkyH is still going. Yes, it's at 1037 right now. VERU crapped out. Upstart, I believe, hasn't broken 20 yesterday's low, but that will be a bad sign for Upstart. It seems to be already depressed enough. It's hanging out right here. The Q's acting like this is the bottom, but in my opinion, based on those, it's just my opinion, based on those CPI numbers, the market wasn't prepared for those CPI numbers to be where they're at, and I think that there's a little bit of downside not priced in that the market needs to move to. But that can come with zigzag. Hey, Mark, good morning. Right on. All right, let me make you co-host in case you need to come on with your voice or video. That's fine. have any
Hey, Evan,
opportunities you
can you
want
hear
to
me?
talk about. Yeah, there you are.
What's up, everyone? How are you? So I just wanted,
Everybody's good.
I wanted to just touch on what you said earlier about people thinking it's the bottom, and then other people thinking that it's just the beginning of a downward turn. It looks like, based on the SPY chart, last Friday, May 6th, is when we crossed pivot to the downside, and no one really knows how far it's going to go, another 20-30%. But I truly believe we're looking at a little more of a downturn and kind of bottom.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, that's the expectation. We have to have that thesis out there. Preserve your capital, preserve your cash, place bets carefully, only in what's popping. It really, as a market, as a sector, as an industry, which is pretty much nothing except for shipping and on supply chain issues and oil and potentially gold. Maybe we've bottomed on gold. All inflationaries, commodities, DBC. You can't go into Apple right now. We need a bottom to happen, and bottom fishing is not a good idea. So it's a much better idea to just let the bottom come off the bottom and present itself as the bottom. If it is the bottom, you got nothing to FOMO about. You can have 3 years to ride it. You can wait a couple days to make sure.
Yeah, and if you look at the after day moves, we usually have one up day, two down days.
Right.
Then you have one up day, then three down days, and everyone's trying to catch the bottom. But until we have 3 up days followed by a down day and then 4 up days,
Right.
we're bleeding. So
Mhm.
don't try and catch the bottom and buy calls and run up unless you're scalping and you know how to scalp. But this is more of a swing trade group, and preserving capital, money management, 1% rule. You got to be working on that now and mastering it now, because when the bottom does hit and you're making huge gains because you mastered it now on paper trade or a small account, that's what's going to set you apart from everyone else. So
yeah, that's going to help get you those returns or preservation of capital, absolutely, which is all you can really be looking for right now. Cool. So what are you up to, Mark? At work?
yeah, I'm actually at the pallet business right now, just waiting for some trucks to arrive and going over some loads that need to go out with the supervisor, and just making sure everything's on point. So running the business like running your swing trades, you got to stay on top of them. So
What are you noticing any trends in the last week, 2 weeks in your industry?
yeah, so supply chain, people have been wanting to buy, and there isn't really a surplus of excess pallets. So what that tells me is that the logistics side of it's still dry. Product isn't being moved from port as heavy as it used to be. So we're having to pay more for product than we did a year or two ago, which is obviously tying up cash flow. So what I see is it's squeezing out the little guys, and the bigger corporations who have been in business and have heavy pockets are winning right now. And I think
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen in business in general is the guys who don't really understand business, unfortunately, they're going to get squeezed out
Sorry.
by the larger corporations. So that's what I'm seeing.
I see. Yeah, for sure. I mean, being highly in debt because you're just starting up a business right now and you're smaller, not the place you want to be.
Correct. So
You want to be a big corporation or a big business or a business that just it's got cash reserves and has very little indebtedness in this kind of environment, because it's batten the hatches and survive. That's where it's at.
yeah, it's just going to get worse with the interest rates and price hikes with fuel and overall just the nature of the beast. It's going to get worse, and before it gets better. So I'm just watching out and being cautious. And anyone in business right now should be running a lean, mean machine, and save as much cash as you possibly can. So,
Yes.
all right,
It
all
looks
right,
like
guys.
all right, thanks. All right, it looks like the market is indicating upward at the moment from the bottom that we hit in pre-market. So this might turn out to be a rally day. Any kind of a short that you have may have flipped long around the 300 line there on the Qs as it broke highs. This could become a whipsaw market, but until then, right now we have higher highs and higher lows on the intraday short-term outlook here. So this day could trend upward all day. Contrary to expectations, but it's probably going to end up being a fake out. Just as Mark said, you know, 1 up day, 3 down days, 1 up day, 3 down days. Today could be an up day. Red box kicking hard. I wonder what you mean by that. Because perhaps you're talking about the fact that it dropped to $2 range. Let me pull it up on the 15 second. It's $3.83. It hit 220 in pre-market. It's $3.83. What is the deal? Does anyone know what the purchase price for Redbox that Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment agrees to acquire Redbox for? Let's see. All stock deal. Redbox shareholders will receive a fixed exchange ratio of 0.087 of a share of Class A common stock of Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment per Redbox share. Okay, let's see. After the transaction closes, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment stockholders will own approximately 76.5% of the combined company. And Redbox stockholders will own approximately 23.5%. Redbox shares are down 57% in pre-market trading, while Chicken Soup is up more than 10%. So 0.087 a share of Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's currently at 9.087. 78 cents of value per share from Redbox. Well, somebody's going to have to do the valuation on that, but my rough math says Redbox worth 78 cents a share. I could be off on that. I might be missing a factor. Because Redbox is trading for like $3.30 right now. All right, we are rallying on the day, on the market so far. How is everyone like taking a bath? Somebody asks. Well, the market is actually rallying. All right, we've been trading for 21 minutes off of the market open. And unless something other than the market rallying starts to happen here, then we're going to move into the private room, private chat, and off the stream. VRM is moving up. VRM. Day trade. We'll have 0 breakout alerts. Oh, wait a minute. We may have a alert on MRK. Merck Company. Checking that now. Yeah, potential entry on MRK for swing trade from the healthcare sector. Checking on that now. Yeah, it does look like there's a lot of interest in MRK. Now may be a time to get into a swing trade on MRK. Take a brief look at the healthcare sector. Kind of allocation size or market exposure you should consider here. According to the chart, 0 or small. you end up playing MRK for a swing, it would be location. Going to go alert that now. What platform do I use? I use Thinkorswim. You say purple's at 371. That could be correct because it tried to test 4, and I believe it pulled back. Let me take a look. Purple. That is correct. So it tested 4, failed, pulled back, faked out, pulled back, and is now at 3.76. Some stocks took off higher. Is it a trap? Could be. I think Webull is a great place to start for the first 1 to 2 years of any serious trader's journey. The Qs are pulling back from their highs right now. A closer look at BTTX, Rebecca and everyone who's penny stocking. If you're swinging these little penny stocks at all, that's penny stocking. A quick look at it shows that right now BTTX is right around that buy line. See the white line that I drew here? Let's make it a little bit thicker so you can see it better. And so, this is an entry area, not an exit area, but this is an accumulation spot on BTTX for your penny stocking needs. Remember, your risk should be calculated to where the move started. And so in this case, that's like $1.20. And so using the 1% rule on, for example, a $25,000 hypothetical account, which would be at the pattern day trader limit, that'd be $250 for the 1% divided by 1.2 or 208 shares. That's where you would want to be with a $25,000 account. Let's say you only have $12,000, then 208 shares not for you. 104 would be. Let's say you only have a $6,000 account, then 50 shares. $2,000 account, 20 shares. $1,000 account, 10 shares. So, proportions down. Don't over risk on these kinds of trades. Is Bitcoin bouncing? Bitcoin's going to follow, like I said, crypto and Bitcoin's going to follow growth. Just go look at the Qs. What is the Qs doing? What is the market doing? What is growth doing? SPY-G, growth, SPYG. What is growth doing? Growth is moving up. Of course, crypto and Bitcoin is going to move up. But just like Mark said, one day of up might not mean that it's not followed by 3 days of down. We're going to wait for confirmation, potentially tomorrow. Red box breakout, somebody says. Broke $4. Looks like it wants to fill the gap. There may be some momentum to the upside on red box going on, but be careful. All right, in 1 minute, I'm going to be taking my first break. If there's not anything else coming up or any other questions, please let me know. Sky H hitting 10.65. That's good. VRM trying to break 1.5. VERU crapped out. No trade there. Hanging out around its first buy line. FRGE Forge. And red box is halted, says Eugenio. At 411, I presume. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, I'm going to go on my first break. Catch you in the momentum room, the penny stocking room, Swing 100, member chat, earnings, IPO, biotech, wherever you want to talk. Catch you in there. All right, thanks a bunch, guys. Catch you again soon. I've been doing this stream a little bit longer because of the CPI report. So I've been on for about almost an hour and a half or 2 hours. Taking my first break. Thanks, everybody.